I mean, talk shows started taking a whole nother.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the right turn, but they took a turn.
Talk show where we're kicking it and having fun on inspirational radio. The talk show, kicking it and having fun. So turn your radio up.
Quick question for y'all: Did y'all have a favorite Jerry Springer moment? Did y'all watch Jerry Springer? Or was I the only one that watched that show?
He was rough. He was too much. I did see a few of them episodes. I was like, Lord have mercy. I couldn't handle Jerry. I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't handle Jerry.
It got crazy and wilder and wilder.
Yeah, Jerry was too much for me.
Yeah. I mean, but then, later on, I don't think I knew when I was watching the Jerry Springer show, that, he was in politics. He did a lot of things, I think before and after, in politics and stuff like that. So definitely, more than entertainer, or entertainment. And I think he set like the culture for talk shows. I mean, talk shows started taking a whole nother.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the right turn, but they took a turn.
Yeah. And for y'all out there, I mean, if you didn't know, that stuff won't rip. Like, I met personally some of the actors, on the show. But, what I think he was trying to do is really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like when someone takes like real life situations and embellishes them.
Sensationalizing.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word. That's the word right there.
That's the word. Yeah. So it was a very sensationalized show. Unfortunately, again, like Lasagna, I think I got a good maybe a year or two in it. Everybody was fighting.
That was
the little bouncer dude.
Much.
What's the little bouncer dude?
Steve Wilkos.
Steve. He even got a show out from like a spinoff, right?
Sure did.
Yeah. I'm like, Steve had a hard job.
He had to break all them fights up.
Steve got real with them on his show. He let them know. Steve was kind of, going towards the Dr. Phil type thing when his show was on. That's who, how he was coming at it,
Yeah.
And, a lot of spinoffs or a lot of copycat shows from Jerry. I can remember Jenny Jones. She was a comedian, and she ended up getting a show.
Yeah.
And her thing was to have surprise guests on there. Well, she had this little guy on there, and the surprise guest was his neighbor, who was gay, who had a crush on him. And he came on the show and said this, that, and the third. And next thing you know, when they got home, that dude killed him.
Yeah, he did.
In real life?
Yeah, he did in real life. I remember that. That was a real big deal.
Embarrassed by him coming on there saying that in front of everybody and really saying, hey, I want to get to know you, blah, blah, this, that. And he was like, nah, brother, you made a mistake doing this. And when they got back home, he killed that dude, and Jenny was getting a lot of backlash for it. But at the end of the day, or whatever, she was just trying to make an introduction or whatever. She didn't try to ruin either one of their lives.
Yeah,
that was sad.
I remember that. That was a real big deal.
Yeah, that's real.
That surrounded her show to the end, I think.
Yeah.
And then I know Murray kind of came from that. Like he took the whole part of is you the daddy, the baby daddy, and that show is.
You are not the father. I know he my baby daddy. I knew it. Ain't no way he ain't. It's 1,000%. Here come Jerry. You are not. Then they run off stage.
And they go chase him back there to the back.
It's like it was the same. I said,
Listen, you said that this was your baby's father. you said that he was the one. And now it turns out that he's not. And it's the second or third time you've been on the show. I don't know who it is. I don't know.
I often wonder, did they stage it for ratings, though? I often wonder.
I don't think so. I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like them because I figured I felt like they were exploiting people. You know, it's like, don't do that. You mistreating them people. You make it. I felt like they was making fun of them. To be honest, I felt like they was making a fool. The people already got these issues, but I felt like bringing them on TV, you add an injury to insult. That's what I thought. If I be honest, that's what I thought. I said, oh, they're making a fool out of these people on national TV intentionally.
Listen, them people had the option to go. They wasn't making them people go on TV.
But what I'm saying is,
they wasn't forcing them.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying is, you exploiting a certain sect of people, a certain type of person, and putting them on TV. Like, yep, this is what they do. And I just didn't. I was like, I don't appreciate that. You know, people got issues. I don't have to exploit them and be like, hey, yep, you don't have to do it on TV. But you know, people like what they like, and they got their ratings. So, you know, what I thought was
a lot of people felt like that about cheaters. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that mirrors real life. That, you know, a lot of people is out here doing what they ain't supposed to do, and you get caught, you got to suffer the consequences. Like
now, some of that was staged.
Yeah, definitely.
The cheaters?
Yeah,
the cheaters
were cheaters. Yeah, some of that was staged. But again, is since what's the word?
Sensationalized.
There you go.
Now I do got one friend. I know my one friend. Her brother was on there, and they asked you if they can air the show or not, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you can go ahead and air," because he didn't care. He was like, "I don't care, you know, and you air it." But it was like, it was a big deal in the family. Like, oh man, he finna be on Cheetahs. But they didn't just put it up there. They asked him, like, he had to get a written consent and all of that stuff. They said, hey, he got caught, but he said they was just following him. He didn't know. He didn't know.
Oh, he got caught. He was the cheater.
Yeah, he got caught. Yeah, he didn't know.
and he wanted to be up there, boy. He was.
Yeah, he didn't know. So
it's official. I am available.
Okay. So yeah, he got caught up, but he told him, yeah, they asked for written consent and stuff. And I said, now how they just put that on there? He said, oh, they ask you because they don't want no lawsuit of putting private. So I guess, you know, exploit it with your permission.
Yeah, this little chick from my church was on there one time, and her episode was raw.
Now, was she the cheater or was she being cheated on?
She was being cheated on.
Oh man, she got crunk with him.
She said a couple of cuss words, didn't she?
Oh man.
We're gonna talk about her later.
You think she did?
She said a couple of cuss words, sure.
Everybody in church was talking about that. It was like, baby, did you see the way little da was acting on Cheetah? Baby.
So Jerry Springer started something. To Sonya's point, I don't know if it was good or bad, but you know, it was definitely a season. They don't really have shows like that now, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't really watch. I don't most watch of them, too much TV.
They transitioned to these court shows.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens is
I got a lot of people close to me that like to watch these court shows.
Divorce court, and then another one is like.
Now I like Lauren Lake. Lauren Lake show, how she be finding the kids' parents and stuff. I like her show because she have a more rational, and it seemed like she try to get them help, and she get to the root of stuff. I like the way she approaches it. I like the way she talks to them. She don't try to degrade them or belittle them if they are or are not the father, but she tell them, you know, the repercussions to the future. This is what your life gonna look like in 10 years if you don't make different decisions. You know, I like her. I like Lauren Lake, the way she approaches it.
Judge Hatchett is real ratchet.
Now
Judge Hatchett, is she ratchet?
She not her per se, but her show. Her show is ratchet.
Okay.
Like what they be on there doing, I'll be like, wow, y'all out of control.
When they be trying to break up, and sometimes they come in for a divorce, and sometimes they get it, or sometimes they don't.
Speaking of sensationalized, I got the word. There you go.
Okay.
The other news this week, we had two news anchors. Mr. Tucker Carlson. I think of him when I think of sensationalism.
Okay.
And John Lemon.
Is that his name? Is that how you say it? Okay. Don
Lemon.
We the talk show where we're kicking it and having fun on inspirational radio. We the talk show.